heroes and fellow adventurers, welcome to the MNmaxed podcast. We want to thank you for joining us, and you do so as we continue the Extinction curse. As always, we'd like to invite you to come join our Discord where you can hang out with us and other listeners of the show, and if you'd like to throw us a little financial support, you can check out our Patreon. And a shout out to all of those at our big number level and above. Rock Jedi, Iggy, Blartimus Slump, Thunder Mammoth, Elisa Ellie, Das Chris, Fizzgig, AC Goldner, Jason K, Eric R, Hope just gonna sneak right past you there, Indie Link, Tawdry Monster, Dicky Lopez, Licky Topaz, Alec K, Mordine, Toma L. Laka, Dr. Grinnis, Forevermore, Frank L, Just Mike Works, Ross D, Treehugger, Darren W, Gold Rhino, Fig Tear, Zach S, Jamie H, Mr. Turtle, Sleeve, Darren, Caleb W, Corey, Pickle, and Mr. Grimm. Moving up from the grand finale to the at the table level, it's Wolf. Thank you all so much for your support. And now a recap of session 107. Out on the desert of the Black Sands, we've just defeated several enemies and met a new friend named Nidek, Swanee's new character, who says he can introduce us to Karastan, the leader of the nearby Spear Hill camp. He says he can help us make it through the meeting alive. Apparently, there is currently something going on called the Blood Feast. We attend this blood feast. It's disgusting. There's boiling blood wine, poisoned hors d'oeuvres, wrestling, and all manner of shenanigans. At the end, the leader, Karastan, says he wants to meet with us in his chambers. We meet with him, and it goes pretty well. As if we haven't already passed enough tests, he tasks us with interrogating a prisoner to find out why the Drow of Shrine are spying on the Urdefen of Spear Hill camp.
Let's go see this prisoner.
All right. You're in a hallway with cells on either side. You don't have any keys or anything. He didn't give you anything like that. But as you're passing by each cell, you can clearly see there is no one currently being held or is alive. Nidek, you know that it's not very common for Urdefens to hold prisoners or captives. It's difficult to get them back without killing them. At the very end of the hall, off to your left, you see this tiefling sitting on a cot. He is broad-chested, his large eyes, long black hair, dark purple skin, and curving horns like a ram's. And he is covered in scars and fresh wounds. And as you walk in, he looks at you for a moment, and then he turns his head to look back at the ground.
There's bars between us?
Correct.
And do I see any obvious way to open the cell door?
There is a lock and a handle.
Okay. I walk up to the bars. Oh, sorry. Was I told what this guy's name was?
Nope.
Hello, friend. How are you?
He looks at you. I don't know anything. Go away.
Oh. Would you like to leave?
He looks at you again for a moment. I don't know anything. Go away.
I'm sure you know something, son. You tell us, we'll let you out.
Oh, I'll let you out anyway. I'm sorry Nidek did that undermine your nefarious plans.
I mean, you can't let him out.
Why not?
He's in prison.
I mean, we could let him out and then he wouldn't be in prison.
Right. We've done these things before. I think I know how doors work. The wizard can make many.
You don't even know him. What if he's a bad person? Why would you want to let him out?
What if he's a good person?
Are you a good or bad person? I asked the prisoner.
He looks confused for a moment, and he responds in Undercommon, I don't know anything. Go away.
What did he say, wizard?
That he doesn't know anything, and for us to go away again.
Somebody give me a medicine check.
I will do so.
I will also.
Oh, Jesus, we know everything.
Wow.
We read this dude's ancestry.
Yeah. Nidek gets a nat 20 for a 44.
I get a 17 for a 42.
So you notice a couple of things. Oh, Jeb.
Jeff gets a 12.
What's medicine? I just know about herbs.
I know about herbs.
Both Nidek and Peach Pie recognize that based on this man's build, he seems to be a soldier. But you also notice the wounds that he has. They're fresh. The Urdefens have not been kind to this man. But also there are layers on layers of scars on this tiefling. He's got that 1,000-yard stare. He is absolutely terrified. And he also has not insignificant wounds on his body.
I pull out an elixir of life that I made today and a polypurpose panacea that I made today, and I pass them through the bars and set them on the ground. You should take both of these. They will make you feel better.
He recoils. In Undercommon, he says, I won't drink anything that you have.
I'm a clown. What do you think I'm going to do?
He looks you up and down. I speak better Undercommon.
I respond in Undercommon, you should drink these.
Wizard talked some sense into him.
I just did.
Well, apparently these guys are hell-bent on helping you. So, here, how about this? And I'll cast a heal on him.
We could regenerate him and torture him.
I heal him for 59.
Jesus Christ! That's right, we talked about that. The worst use of that spell.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Doesn't have the evil tag. It
does now.
There. Yeah, now it does.
It's got straight up necromancy tags, so it's fucked.
Oh, your hand is gone. Oh, there it is. Oh, your hand is gone. Oh, there it is.
That's how we feed a population right there.
And Nidek, you know Undercommon?
Yeah.
He looks at Nidek and he says, I thought you were with them. Why are you helping me?
I mean, with them is a loose association there. I'm not really with them. I'm not with these guys. I'm not with anybody. I'm with whoever can keep me alive. I mean, I can keep me alive, but...
Wait, aren't you with us right now? I say an Undercommon?
Well, I'm physically here with us, but I'm not with you. I mean, have you always felt like you were with the circus?
The Wiz starts to choke up and goes into the corner.
That was so mean.
It's a low blow.
That's for the Moonlight comments, bitch.
So I want someone to make a diplomacy check.
While they're doing that, what is the layout of this jail cell in the prison? Are there more cells next to it, or
There are more cells in the hallway here. You're at the cell at the very end. So there's one cell to the left of this cell.
Is that cell's door open?
No, none of them are open. But not all of them are occupied. Just this one.
Move on.
Okay. Somebody else had a question?
Yeah, can I use Charming Liar?
What are you lying about?
I mean, that I want to help this guy. I really don't care if this guy lives or dies.
Yeah, all right. Is that deception?
Yeah.
Is it treated as diplomacy?
When I get a critical success using the lie action, the target's attitude toward you improves by one step as though you succeeded at using diplomacy.
That's what I'm looking for right there. Then yes, go ahead and give me your deception check.
40.
So, Jeb, with a 34, gets it with everyone's honest diplomacy for the 3 circus members is kind of how I'm seeing that. And then Nidek gets a 40 to just lie to this dude about caring about his life. Both are successful, mind you. He looks up and he says, still in Undercommon, because he knows that somebody speaks Undercommon and they can translate. How are you going to get me out? And why? It's dangerous. There's so many of them here.
Nobody deserves to be behind bars. Maybe not nobody. Is this guy a pedophile?
Juvenile companion.
Companion joke. I didn't take that off my spell list.
Look, son, they just want some information. If you have anything to give them, we can get you out of here. Easy. No fight needed.
Okay. What information?
Oh, is that what we're looking for from this guy again?
We want to know, what's Shrane's plan? Why did Shrane send people to spy on this camp? What are they going to do next?
Broad overview. He's looking...
Okay, yeah, give me the broad overview.
He's looking for how the Drow plan on attacking Urdefen territory or camps, and why did they send an expedition into the Cradle of Worms?
Son, you look like you're a soldier type. You gotta know some military stuff, right? They just want to know what the Drow are planning.
How they're going to attack?
Yeah.
How else? Slaves like me. Zyra and Narinda Shrain are in charge now. Have been expanding the stables for years. Now they're worried about the Urdefens, so they send house guards like me out with the scouting patrols.
You know anything about why they sent some people to the Cradle?
I don't. I haven't even heard of such a thing. It must have been an independent operation kept out of the public knowledge on purpose. No one in my unit ever mentioned anything like that. Please, believe me.
Let's make a sense motive on this guy. I hope that's a performance. That's the same check though. 29. That's the same plus. So
You seem to think he's telling the truth, yeah. He doesn't seem like he knows. He looked honestly confused when you said Cradle of Worms.
And not that I think this guy's lying, but if anybody's lying to me, I do have feats against people lying to me.
You do. He's
Yes.
not.
I have the lie to me feat, so.
I tell you that I'm an elf.
He believes you.
What an idiot.
How are you gonna get me out? You don't even know me.
Wizard. Oh, no, I can't understand him.
He wants to know how we're gonna get him out. We don't know him. Well, we could know you. Like, what's your name?
My name is Kufar.
That's a terrible name. You thought about changing it?
We're gonna call you
That's
Keith.
beside the point. His name's Kufar. He wants to know how we're gonna get him out.
Don't you have spells that could work? Or the doors?
I'm really low on spells, and I was thinking about using a door, but I can't really make a door in these bars, and I can't get into the cell next to it to make a door through the wall next to it. That was my plan, and that's why I was asking what the cell next to him was like, but the door is closed.
How strong does the lock look?
It's sturdy. High quality, as much of it can be. It's a black metal material. It's not like steel, so...
We no longer have anybody with thievery, I'm pretty sure.
Who needs thievery when you have a hammer?
Now, you look, like you've been through a lot. What if you were to die and come back as an undead? Would that be okay? I mean, if we killed you, we could get you out of here. They wouldn't need the body.
We are capable of doing this, I believe.
Yeah, I can create undead.
I don't know what I think about that. Dying sounds...
Then you have the undeath part of it. Don't think of it as dying. You can become undead. You can live forever.
I don't know if I want to live forever.
We're giving you the option of come back to life as undead in Nidex terms, or
We could always reincarnate you into a different, body.
Oh, you could come back as a Nervetlin.
Y'all have the fancy spells. I just got the ones that allow me to bring them back as an undead.
I understand some of the things that you're saying in common. I don't think
you want me to translate them to Undercommon for you?
I heard a lot of things about...
I'll say this in Undercommon. We want to kill you and then reincarnate you or just make you undead.
His eyes go wide. And that's what I thought I heard. That's why would you... No, why? No.
It's
You
just
can't
an
just
option.
find... If you're going to get me out, aren't you...
We're brainstorming. It's just these are the options we're presenting to you.
I see. I would like to decline that option, or at least consider it absolute last resort.
They always decline the option of becoming undead. I don't know why.
That makes a lot of sense. I'd probably deny them also. So we're at the end of the hall. Is this underground or where is this?
No, it's on a mesa in a house made of black stone held together with cement or some sort of cement and iron bands.
Do I have any idea how thick these walls are?
You can make an educated guess, but you're not sure. You didn't really take a look when you were on your way in.
Do I have any idea what's on the other side of the wall at the end of this hall?
Nope.
Really regret not having any spells right now.
Can I...
Now, what if we almost killed you, made it look like you were dead, and got you out of here?
I was already almost dead.
We could regenerate him, chop him up, and then get the important parts on the other side of the bars where he regrows. And the bad parts are still in the cell, and they think he died.
That is fantastic.
God, it's a good thing that's in common. I don't think he would have gotten all that.
Oh, we gotta chop him up.
Here, let me translate this for you. So we're gonna chop off your. No, wait.
We're gonna mince you.
Jeff, I don't think that's gonna work, because if we like chop off bits of them, they're just gonna regrow right. No, this isn't gonna work.
I'm just gonna break the lock off. I'll break the lock off. I'll give you an invisibility potion.
How are we gonna get him out of here when like?
Don't you have something you can put him in, wizard?
Just jump in my bag of my sleeve of holding.
Hold your breath. You'll be all right for a few minutes.
I mean, he already told us what he knows, so
Does it have to happen right now?
No, we can do it later. How long we go? We're gonna stay a night here. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it in 2 days. You just stay alive and we'll figure this out. We'll come back for you.
Oh, okay. Wait. I don't understand.
Do you want to go back to Shrine?
It's better than here.
Is it?
Is there somewhere
Is it?
else you'd rather be?
I don't know.
now we already promised getting the guy out. How are you going to get him anywhere other than into the Black Desert?
Hold up, I got something I gotta ask him. Do you know any circus performances? Do you have a circus stat block?
Do you have any
This is
special
completely
skills?
gonna decide on whether or not we decide to come back for you or not.
Zavazik Shrane of the Red Circus is my master. I'm one of his house guards.
What is up with this fucking place that there's so many circuses?
The Red Circus.
I don't have
You don't
any
perform.
performative talents. No.
We could use a circus god.
Guys, are you sure we want to save this guy? Like he can't even be a performer.
He could be a stagehand. He could lift the heavy things.
We need somebody to clean up the elephant shit.
That as well.
That's what the professor's for.
I just want to know, like, what exactly does the wizard think that the professor does?
Everything.
Just all of it.
All of it. Professor is just everywhere all the time.
Do y'all really want to risk your life for this guy?
I don't.
No.
Me neither. So I don't know why we still stand here. He's told us what he knows.
If we can get him out of prison, I would prefer to do that than not. I had a friend who was very clear on the matter of keeping people prisoners. They didn't like it.
Yeah, but that was like wrongful imprisonment. This guy got caught doing stuff, didn't he? Or why was this guy in prison again?
Sounds like he was part of some sort of scouting party against the Urdefens. He was probably in their territory. He's probably breaking a law.
That's acceptable.
You haven't asked him either.
Yeah, but if you ask him, then he might tell you something different. Who cares what he thinks?
Like the truth?
Yeah. Fuck the truth.
Fine. Why are you in prison?
Why do you care? He can't even understand you.
Okay, I'll translate. Why are you in prison? Why are you, what, how'd you get caught? What are you doing?
I'm just a house guard, but I was randomly assigned to a scout patrol.
And you got caught scouting?
Bad luck for me. Raiders attacked us, killed everyone else but me. They made me walk back here. Must have been over 100 miles, maybe.
Oh, boo-hoo, you had to walk
150.
100 miles.
Yeah.
Sounds like some good cardio to me. He got caught scouting and probably doing something he shouldn't have been doing.
Did you have a choice in the matter?
It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like he was selected for a group of scouts. They all died but him, or they were all killed but him.
He's already a slave, so slave, prisoner, what's the difference?
I would prefer he be neither.
I mean, if he was dead, he'd be neither.
So, okay, you let him out into the Black Desert and he dies out there. It's no place for one person.
At the very least, if we release him into the Black Desert, he at least has a fighting chance. And if you'd like, perhaps he can just follow along in our trail on our ventures.
I don't know if I want him with us if he's with Shrain. From what I've heard, the people that run Shrain aren't great.
I don't have any way to determine if he is evil or not.
It doesn't matter if he's good or evil. From what I've heard, the people that run Shrain are not really the people I want to associate with.
Wait, you know about Shrain?
That's beside the point.
I mean, the boss might like to know that. He might, if you got insider information.
I wouldn't call it like inside information. It's more like secondhand information from somebody that I haven't seen in a long time. We'll just not talk about that. But I don't really want to go to like Shrain or deal with the higher ups of Shrain.
Then what are y'all doing here?
You brought us here. We were just trying to get to our crystal.
I think we're saving the world.
We don't want to be here.
I think we're shaving the whales.
We're here to pick you up as a character.
Let's go tell the boss what we found out and ask him if he'll release the prisoner.
Peach Pie, Jebediah, Wizard, I believe we can continue this conversation later. I understand that we are down on spells and cannot act rashly at this moment, but certainly we should do as we can to try and help this imprisoned person. And enslaved. That's doubly bad.
Should we?
Jeb's with Bernard here.
Well, Nidek, you're pretty sure that once all the information that this guy needs is taken care of, there's a couple of things that could happen. It's unlikely that he's gonna live through the week.
Oh, Nidek knows. Nidek doesn't care.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. I figured you would have picked up on that.
No, I absolutely know as soon as this guy's running out of his usefulness, he's gonna get killed. He's gonna be either killed or left there to die.
Hey, so Carl, we might be back, we might not be. I wouldn't get your hopes up, but we're gonna go pass on the information we got from you, okay? Have a great day. Maybe see you again. Probably not.
But hey, at least you feel better.
Yes, drink those potions. One's delicious, one will get you super high. Enjoy. I don't remember which one's which, so just drink both.
One heals you, one's gonna fuck you up. I forgot which is which.
Off to the throne room. I start skipping away.
We go.
Kufar looks confusedly at both of the vials. Are they in glass vials, I would imagine?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's gonna kill himself.
He's he's gonna drink both and then slide them under his pillow, which is just a pile of rags, and then lays down on his cot. And you skip back to the throne room. Carl stands on the throne. None of the advisors are around. As you enter, he gestures in front of him for you to stand in front of him.
That was fast. What did you find, Circus of Wayward Wonders and Nidek?
Why don't you explain, Nidek?
Well, you see, he's a soldier type, so he only knows about the soldier and type things. So we didn't get much on the expedition, but he did say the new bosses of Shrain are looking to expand their stables.
They can hide behind their enslaved surface dwellers. We will rip through them, rank by rank.
And he huffs for a moment.
Yeah, that.
And for the expedition into the Cradle of Worms.
Yeah, he doesn't know nothing about that. Like I said, he's a soldier type.
I was afraid of that.
He said that it was probably secret, though, because no one was talking about it.
Based on what you've told him and he contemplates, you can just kind of see him soaking in the information.
I know of a group of the Drow and their slaves that went into the Cradle of Worms a few months ago. I suspected he knew nothing. He was a scout group close to Shrain. I want you to find out what the Drow are doing there. Judging by the direction you're traveling, that's where you're headed to.
Wait, we weren't going towards Shrain.
No, you guys were going to the cradle.
He's talking about the Cradle of Worms.
Oh, gotcha. Not the shrine.
You were already headed to the Cradle of Worms.
That is true. We are headed to the Cradle of Worms.
I misunderstood. Okay.
You will help me, and I will help you. One of my hunters, Faxon. will accompany you to the Cradle of Worms.
I would like to propose some additional agreements.
I will finish. Faxon's presence guarantees that my raiders and those from other cults will not attack you. Once you are done, she'll report back to me. That's all. In exchange for your service, I will grant you safe passage through our territory.
I demand that we take the prisoner as well. He can be our slave now. As he is a scout, his skills may be useful. And if not, we can eat him, I suppose.
If you're eating tiefling, it's very chewy.
Gamey.
The word's gamey.
Go ahead and give me a deception check that. I'm assuming you're lying, Peach Pie.
Of course I'm lying. I get a 14 on my deception check.
Cocks an eyebrow at you.
You've already impressed me more than I expected from surface dwellers. You are free to go. If you do not want my aid and wish to take on my raiders and those of the other clans, so be it. You've shown yourself to be capable. But if you accept the task, then Faxon brings news back to me. I promise to reward you even further.
So that's a no on the slave, then?
Do with the tiefling as you will. I have no use for him.
Then I agree to your proposal.
I respect your strength, Peach Pie.
Thank you, I guess.
Faxon!
A Urdefen huntress comes into the room.
Oh, that's pretty sick art.
I like that sword.
Very undead-y looking.
Is that a Raka sword still?
Yep.
Cool sword.
Yeah, that's what all the Urdefen look like.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
And to a point, Nidek looks similar. Not quite as blue.
Yeah, all the Urdefen come off as like blue, clear, not just skin, but body and organs. Like the only thing that's visible is the bones underneath the clear blue skin. When she enters the throne room, her sword is sheathed, she's got her bow on her back, quiver at her hip, wearing her armor, long braids swaying with her walk. She comes in and bows quickly. Yes, War Champion Karlstan.
Accompany the Circus of Wayward Wonders here. Peach Pie, Jeb, and the Wizard. Nidek is to accompany you as well. Follow them to the Cradle of Worms and discover why the drow from Shrane have sent their own into the Cradle. Bring word back to me.
Yes, War Champion Karlstan. And she stands at attention, turns on her heel to you, and then goes to an at ease pose.
Now, I propose that we do this first thing in the morning. It's been a long night with the feast and all.
And an astral demon. Let's not forget, you sent that to try to kill us.
And like 8 of your soldiers who got wrecked.
Who got.
Acceptable. You may find yourselves rooms in the house that you were in before the blood feast. Now, leave me and take the tiefling with you.
I go get the tiefling.
He throws Nidek a single key and then turns away from you and walks away into another room.
Nidek flips it to Peach Pie because Nidek does not care to go get that guy.
I'll go get him. We don't have a mansion for tonight, do we?
Nope. Do we want to grab this guy right now or wait until the morning? I don't want him to try something stupid and like try to run away in the night.
Sure, we can grab him in the morning. That makes sense.
He might not last till the morning if you leave him here.
Also makes sense. I go get him. I'll put him in my room and I'll make sure he doesn't do anything.
I do want to make something clear in regards to the guardhouse that you were in before the blood feast. It's a big stone box with some torches and a dirt floor, and that's it. There's not really a room for any of you to stay in.
Put him in the corner then, he'll be fine.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Threaten him a little bit, like, hey, try to run away, you're dead. It's true.
True.
It's not really a threat, that's just realistic.
I mean, it's a threat, but it's also pretty common sense here.
Threateningly realistic. Yeah. Okay, so Peach Pie goes back to Kufar, back in the prison wing. Kufar is sitting, or laying down, and he's grabbing aimlessly, like listlessly grabbing things in front of him, and in front, like in his vision.
Very nice. So he took the potions then.
Yeah.
I open the door and I pick him up and I carry him on my shoulder to the place where we're going to sleep.
Oh my. And in Undercommon, he's saying this all in Undercommon. He's like, a big strong clown comes and picks me up while I'm picking butterflies in a field. I don't know what to think about this. And he looks at Peach Pie. Huh, what a sad man. I'm sad too.
Aren't we all?
I'm gonna go back to picking butterflies. And then while Peach Pie's carrying him, he's just gonna start picking at butterflies in the air. Peach Pie, you don't speak Undercommon, do you?
I sure don't.
Nope, that was just basically him talking to himself then.
We get to the guardhouse.
And assuming you have no other plans for the rest of the evening, also, Nidek, are you going to be staying with them? You were not told to.
I assume I don't have much of a house of my own, though, either. I don't really know what my dwelling situation is here.
Really, you find that you end up spending more time with the binders than anything else. And guess who's back in that section?
And the binders are assholes.
Figarix is back there. And maybe he's a little bit, like I said, of a petty asshole. Might not be the greatest idea to go back just now.
I'll kill him before he has a chance to kill me.
It's funny, in a duel, one-on-one, you could take the Dominators. You could take the Binders for sure.
I've got positive healing. These guys are fucked. I know about Urdefens. I know about their weaknesses. But I'll stay in the guard place just because, yeah, at this point, I think it's safer for my health to be there than anywhere else. And Nidek is a survivor.
Then you're able to make it back to the guardhouse. There are, notably, no guards at the door of the house, as they were previously. There are a couple of pallets that were left for you with straw and blankets, although it didn't accommodate for either Nidek or Kufar. So there's only 3 cots in here, or 3 pallets with furs on it. But other than that, you would be able to sleep through the night. Anything you want to do before the morning.
I cast Unseen Servant. My Unseen Servant then comes out, pulls a bedroll out of my sleeve, and then pulls some silk pillows out of one of my bags, and makes a nice little bed for me.
And I sleep in it.
On one of the pallets that's there?
No, just on like the straw. I'll let them have the dirty ass pallets. I'm just gonna make my own little bed situation.
I'll roll out a bedroll and lay down on it.
I'll take one of these lovely cots.
Yeah, I'll take a cot.
Kufar would as well. Well, the sleeping situation all taken care of then.
I toss one of my 2 silk pillows to Jeb.
Is that the nicest thing the wizard's ever done? No, that's not true.
I don't remember where the fuck I got silk pillows from.
I think it's probably still from the fucking succubus room.
Probably from the second.
That makes sense.
So those silk pillows have been in your extra-dimensional space since book 1.
Who the fuck knows? Probably.
They're dusty ass pillows.
Nasty ass pillows. No way. There is absolutely no way the wizard wouldn't press the digitation of those pillows as soon as they come out, right? I don't know, maybe that's not true. Anyways, the night passes, and you wake up the next morning. Kufar's still there. He wakes up early, and he prepares for the day by doing an exercise routine. He does push-ups, he does sit-ups, he does some jogging in place. You guys can do your preparation for the day uninterrupted. As soon as you exit the stone house, you are greeted by Thaxon.
Hello, Thaxon. Are you ready to head out?
She nods.
Do you speak common? Do you speak?
I speak some of your language. Some.
Do you have any performance skills, perhaps?
I am a scout. No more.
Stop trying to recruit people.
Just had to check.
What do I know about Thaxon?
Thaxon is one of the best scouts that Karistan has. Has always been close to Karistan, but always been that quiet, not Karistan's like at his side, but has always been ready to take his orders and is good at executing them. She does exactly what Karistan asks her to do and doesn't really say much while she's doing it.
Good at executions, good to know.
Yes.
But like, not like an asshole like most of the other ones I've been dealing with.
No, absolutely not. Thaxon
seems pretty matter of fact.
Absolutely is a great way to put it, yes. A very matter of fact Urdefen. Does not shy away from killing when killing needs to be done, but Thaxon finds herself most at home among the dunes of the Black Desert.
So, yeah, when we walk out, Nightek will nod at Thaxon and be like, well, suppose we better get going. I know you, Mr. Wizard, would probably like to just teleport there, but teleporting down here is kind of risky.
I haven't had any trouble with it.
Then you've been lucky, because if it fails, things go bad.
In what way?
Well, don't know 100%, but I just know it's bad.
Do you just, like, end up somewhere you shouldn't be, or, like...
A good way to put it would be that from Nightek, your perspective, people don't come back. They're not heard from again.
You just don't end up where you're meaning to go, I think. Or maybe you don't go anywhere and you just gone.
Okay. Really, you've made me very curious as to what happens, and I want to keep teleporting because of this.
Well, you're more than welcome. You can leave me out of it.
But then, like, we're gonna be there way before you get there.
If you get there. If you don't, well, I guess the boss is out of some more helpers. Why are y'all going to the cradle?
They were supposed to kill something, or, like, save something.
Honestly, it's a long story, and it's rather stupid.
Well, we got a bit of a walk, but...
Or we could teleport.
What about steeds, wizard?
Yeah, I can get us some steeds.
Thaxon, think the boss will let us ride some bats?
Will the bats let you ride them?
I don't know.
They gotta find me fucking worthy.
This is some fucking,
I hate this
Navi
place.
shit.
Like a nature check to ride a bat? I don't even know what ride is anymore. It's not really
Get
its
a
own.
command an animal.
No, I'm not good at that, so no, that wouldn't go well.
How far are we going?
I could command the whole flock.
Command swarm.
About 100 miles. At 40 feet, a 40-foot movement speed, you can travel 32 miles a day.
Wait, there's 5 of us now, isn't there?
6 with Kufar.
Oh, there's 6 of us.
With Thaxon and Kufar.
As we leave, I do want to talk to Kufar. I don't know if he's going to be coming with us.
With practiced meekness, he follows you.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was going to say, like, when we're out of range of the city or camp or whatever, I want to just, like, tell him he can go if he wants.
Kufar, since you're asking him in common, would say, where would I go? It's 100 miles and I have no provisions. I'm not a hunter. I'm a warrior.
Alright, you can stay with us. We'll try and get you somewhere safer.
Where you're going to? Where?
The Cradle of Worms.
What's there?
I assume worms. I don't know.
Maybe a cradle?
We're looking for something called an Aeon Orb.
I suppose it's none of my business, really.
You're not a slave or a prisoner, Kufar. You can come and go or do whatever you wish.
How do I leave here?
That is another question. You can come with us. I will try not to let you die.
I will follow you. I will follow you until I don't know when. I will try not to be a burden.
Wizard, do we have any spare weapons and armor for Kufar?
Do we really want to give him, like, weapons and armor when we... suggested multiple ways of killing him and bringing him back.
Kufar, don't do anything stupid. It won't work.
I have no desire to die.
No, we don't have any non-magical spare armor or weapons.
You got that crossbow, right?
That would be magical.
Well, yeah, but so what?
We don't have any non-magical weapons.
It's a value bulk ratio that standard armor just does not meet.
I lied. I start pulling out some javelins. Here are 6 javelins.
Why do you have 6 javelins?
I don't fucking know. We have 6 javelins in our inventory.
All right. Kufar, what is your weapon of choice?
I generally fight with a short sword. Kufar, being that you're in the middle of Urdefen territory, does not have permission to pass through Urdefen territory.
Yeah, I kind of had that thought.
Nidek knows that, too.
I assumed that seeing as how we needed an escort just to get through here.
Yeah, if scouts end up finding Kufar, they're going to kill him. So if he goes in any direction from here but with you, he will die.
We'll bring him with us.
Bring him with you? And he doesn't have any special talents. He's been enslaved for the vast majority of his life. He doesn't really know freedom anymore. He's given up on it. He still hasn't quite come to terms with it even now. He's like, he doesn't know what to do. He's just going to ask you questions about what you want him to do. But he's not exactly equipped.
Well, if fighting starts, hide.
Or be my meat shield.
Or throw javelins.
Be my meat shield and throw javelins.
I will try to find a way to be useful.
You can be useful by hiding, so you're not having these guys worried about making sure you stay alive.
I'm not worried about that.
The wizard casts very large AoE spells.
And I will hurt my own friends with it, so I will definitely try to kill you with it. I mean, not try to kill you, but you know what I mean.
Don't get in the way.
But shit happens sometimes.
I understand what you're saying. Don't get in your way. I will stay out of your way when you need to defend us.
But I think he does want you to get in others' ways of him.
Correct.
He nods slowly.
We're just having this conversation undercommon while the other two are just like, what the fuck?
And then he looks at the wizard and undercommon says, I'd be a more, and his face scrunches up a little bit, effective meat shield if I had something that would keep me alive longer. Do you have anything to outfit me with?
Oh, god damn it.
The first thing we kill that has armor that would fit you, you may have.
What kind of armor proficiencies do you have?
He's a fighter.
He's a soldier. Try anything.
Yeah, throw anything you got at him and he'll be able to
Give
use it.
some of that fancy stuff like abyss clothes.
And you're good with a short sword? What about, like, was it Roka sword?
It's a Raka. It's a two-handed weapon. But, I mean, if he's a fighter, he can probably use it.
He can use it. He might not be the best at it, but he could use it.
You good with the Roka sword and the breastplate?
Yeah.
You sound so defeated that you're giving away like
It's
2
magical
gold.
items, and it's a bunch. It's like 1,500 gold.
We'll just loot him when he dies.
Fine. I pull out a +1 resilient breastplate and a +2 striking Roka sword.
Jesus Christ. This guy's now better equipped than he has ever been in his life.
100%. And
Yeah, otherwise, he could go with the lesser sturdy shield and the Ankylo star.
What level's the Ankylo star? The Ankylo star's worth even more.
It is. It's worth a lot.
Yeah, that thing's amazing.
I promise to protect you with my life.
Just remember, Kufar, this is the equipment we don't even use.
No, just remember this is my equipment. I expect this to be returned to me, or you are reimbursing me for this. I will bring you back from the dead for you to pay your debt.
I mean, you might be undead, but
The debt will be paid.
And again, this is all in undercommon.
Yes.
He ducks his head. Understood.
I hand him some fucking munchies, too. I can't have you starving on us.
Kufar's gonna be my bud.
He's gonna be my personal fucking bodyguard.
Kufar is now my next backup character.
Officially, Kufar is armed to be a backup.
Officially, Kufar is the wizard's bodyguard and meat shield.
You guys are going to become best friends. You guys are going to become like lovers. It's going to be great.
He was kind of a sexy tiefling.
Primarily, he's going to be next to and with the wizard. When combat breaks out, he's going to be waiting to jump in, I guess, when need be. Primarily, he's going to stay out of the combat.
He never leaves my side. He stays by me.
Always, forever?
Until he pays me back.
Or he's give you all the stuff back? Wait, are you charging him a rental fee?
Yes.
Are you paying him for the bodyguard work?
Fuck no. We gave him his life.
I'll pay him for the bodyguard work.
So you're I saved you. You're not my slave, you fool.
This isn't the first time we've done this.
We've never made anyone our slave. Me and Moonlight would be totally against it.
We brought that bandit back from life.
Yeah, but she was free to go if she wanted.
We totally said she should go.
So was this guy. He was
guy's
also
free
free
to
to go. He had nowhere to go. He's now my bodyguard / slave. Until he pays us back. This is how this works.
So then Kufar will stay with the wizard. What is your means of travel?
Oh, we walking.
You're walking?
Unless you got, what was that, 6 castings of
What's everybody's land speed?
30.
25.
30.
I'm assuming the 2 tag-alongs are both 25 or 30.
So all the new folks are sitting at 25.
Give me 10 minutes.
First I give you a fucking sword, now I gotta give you a fucking horse.
Thaxon, if you want her opinion, would rather just walk.
Fuck Thaxon, you're slow as fuck. Here are 5 phantom steeds. I will fucking walk because I keep up with the steeds anyways.
Is the wizard hiking his robes up and running alongside the horses?
He's hiking them up and just skipping along.
This is where we really need like the floating discs so the horse could like pull you along.
God, it'd be wonderful.
At 40 feet of movement is what we have now, I think, right?
Correct. Everybody has 40 feet because of the phantom steeds, and I have base 40 without one.
I believe that's 40 miles a day.
Wasn't it 8 for every 10, so it'd be 32?
40, yeah, 30, you're right, 32. So you get 32 miles a day. It'll take you 3, maybe 4 days to get there. 3.5 days, for sure.
And I guess I'll swap one of my level 7 spells to Magnificent Mansion so we have somewhere to sleep during the night. I'll get rid of teleport since somebody won't let me teleport them.
Then at the top of the day, I need a fortitude save from Peach Pie.
38.
That is a success. Now, the necklaces that you got, the Blightburn wards, they're heavy iron necklaces that are decorated with tiny gems that resemble the stars in the ceiling high above the vault of the Black Desert. While you have invested this item, you cannot contract Blightburn sickness. It doesn't cure Blightburn sickness if you already have it, but the disease's stage can't progress while you wear it. So none of you have Blightburn sickness. Well, one of you did, but that doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, once you're cured of it, you can't get it again.
You don't get Blightburn sickness for a totally different reason. On the first day of travel, nothing really exciting at all happens. The first night passes with no issue. You conjure up a mansion.
Yep.
Kufar is beyond impressed. Wow, this is amazing. I've never had such a powerful master before. Thaxon steps in, looks around. You see her eyes linger on some of the more flamboyant decoration choices that the wizard has for the mansion.
Yeah, it's colorful as fuck.
She kind of like shakes her head a little bit, and she'll try to find in the first night, like after eating, just like a corner that doesn't maybe seem quite as loud.
There is a very nice, dark, bland, quiet room made just for her.
Oh, she loves it then.
Does she have any extra dimensional spaces on her?
No.
Okay, that's good. She might have gotten a little pissed if that happened. I have to ask every time. Yeah. I'm assuming Kufar doesn't because I didn't give him one.
True. He had the clothes on his back. I find it so funny. Imagining the wizard walking in and escorting people into the mansion, and as shit is falling out of his robes and his bags, is asking, "Oh, you don't have extra dimensional spaces, do you? Because this."
As it all pours out.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point I'm so good at it. It's pouring out the sides of my cloak, but perfectly as I walk, just a perfect line on each side of me.
That the unseen servants, of course, immediately begin sorting and putting away.
Do you know how much shit we have right now? Since we haven't been to a town and sold stuff lately?
A lot.
Yeah.
And not that I want to roleplay the whole thing, but Nidek's a talker, so he just talks all day about everything, and will ask questions, and will absolutely want to know what the hell you guys are doing here.
I'd explain it.
It's you said it was a long story. We got fucking 3 days. 3 days.
3 days.
3 days. Yeah, Bernard would love the conversation. Absolutely. You and he, or maybe you and he and Peach Pie could sit in a room and have some food, and he'd explain the whole thing to you. He'd be very sad when he talks about Moonlight.
There's also a memorial of Moonlight, a statue somewhere in Moonlight in the hallway now.
Aw.
So do they still have the room garden thing? Or?
Yes. There will always be a nice little room there. I will never change that. That room was Moonlight's.
Always be there.
But there is legitimately a fountain with Moonlight on it.
I have something for Bernard specific. Bernard hears in his head. That was really interesting.
Excuse me, hello?
Hi. I'm sorry, I haven't talked in a while. I've been listening a lot, though.
That, along with you being in my head, is rather disconcerting.
Oh, sorry. Do you want me to talk out loud?
Sure. Who are you?
Okay, like this, then?
And the voice is out loud now?
Yeah, out loud now.
And everybody can hear it?
Yeah, including Peach Pie.
Who was that? I don't know. I just heard the voice in my head, and now it's speaking out loud.
Why does Bernard have a dagger?
There's the hilt.
The hilt of the dagger.
The hilt of the dagger. Bernard took it.
Why?
Because he didn't want it to corrupt anyone.
Moonlight.
Yeah, it was on Moonlight.
Why didn't we just leave it here?
I don't really have a name yet. I haven't thought of one.
The name's BEGONE, bitch, and I throw the hilt somewhere.
Holy shit, Spencer, take a real hero point.
End of arc. It's in the middle of the Black Desert.
Your name is BEGONE.
Never to be found again. I love it. Canon.
It'll be like the One Ring where eventually it comes back. It's found.
Wait, no.
That's it. It's done.
It is. That happened.
Deuces.
It's canon.
Jebediah, I think that was the correct choice.
I don't trust things that fucking creep me out like that.
I don't know why I held on to it. I thought it might be dangerous. But I think it's the best choice to just get rid of it.
Let one of these weird undead people have it.
Perception check to see them throw this thing?
Oh, you don't have to. It's
God damn it, Nidek, no!
It screams out loud as it gets thrown.
Don't throw me!
The fading scream into the desert, and then the door to the mansion closing.
I'm just so sick of that thing. I didn't realize it was still with us. I hated it when Moonlight had it. I didn't realize could have just done that the whole time. Oh, bye!
Then you are served a fine dinner by the unseen servants. Saxon is pleasantly surprised. Kufar's never eaten this well in his life. The dagger's been thrown out the mansion. Everyone's happy?
Yeah.
The night passes. The next morning you wake up and continue your travel. The first thing that happens in the morning is you hear, "Ah! Pick me up! Pick me up!" I
don't think you understand how far I threw it.
No, we can't hear that. It's out of the mansion, man.
No, I'm talking about when you exit the mansion to begin traveling for the day.
Yep. Okay.
It starts screaming, "Pick me up, pick me up." Does everybody ignore it?
Yep.
I just talk really loudly over it. So Nidek, tell me about that.
These bats you guys have. What's their deal?
What's up with these bats? I have to ask, is Nidek like, what do you think of that whole situation? Like, what would Nidek think? Like,
We don't give him the opportunity to go pick it up. I'll just start chopping hands off.
restoration, hand.
It's hard to do things sneaky in this when we're all on here. I wrote Tyler that I snuck out at night and took it, but he didn't see it.
Damn it. I missed it.
Why do you want this thing? Stop! I don't want it to be RP'd ever again.
Damn it. Okay. Nope.
He literally watched you throw an item that was yelling out the door. That's super fucking interesting.
He's not wrong. Anybody but the three of you who heard what happened there would want to know more. You have to admit it. Anyways, day 2, you're traveling along. You actually see several Urdefen scouting parties who skirt alongside you. Thaxon raises a hand to them, makes herself present and known, and they leave you alone. It's no issue.
Nice.
Because of that, you're able to get into the second night with no issue. Is there anything you want to do on day 2?
So day 2, pretty uneventful.
Day 2's uneventful. Night 2 is uneventful. Day 3, uneventful. Black dunes of sand as far as the eye can see. Until the early morning of day 3. The early morning of day 3, when you crest some of the dunes, you see in the distance. First it starts off as a thin green line. And then as you get closer, it gets bigger. The line gets thicker as you progress throughout the day, getting close through dinner time, early evening, mile by mile. This jungle, this vast jungle, begins to emerge before you. You're not going to make it there before the end of a traveling day. Do you push on through the night, or do you rest a third day for a third night? You may be able to make it by the morning of the 4th day if you go through the night.
I mean, we're not on a timetable, so
I vote we sleep.
I'd say we just rest.
Yep. Rest.
I would prefer to have the 7th level spell.
Right? Yeah, I mean, then you can use your Magnificent Mansion, and then next morning you can redo something else.
Yep.
On the morning of the 4th day, and real quick, I have to come back on this before I go any further, and it'll be quick, I'm almost certain. David, give me 3 fortitude saves for Peach Pie.
You got it. A lot.
46 is a critical success.
A lot.
Another critical success.
And a lot.
Wow, you just wasted all of your good rolls on 3 fortitude saves.
Yep.
Well, Blightburn sickness isn't a problem on the morning of the 4th day. And of course, for Jeb and the wizard, they're wearing the wards. So, right around noon, you crest another dune. And you are now getting a really good look at what has been dubbed the Cradle of Worms. Under the alien starlight of the Blightburn crystals in the ceiling of the vault of the Black Desert lies the jagged, miles-long valley known as the Cradle of Worms. The slopes and edges of the valley floor are bare, covered in the same desolate sand found throughout the rest of the Black Desert. But a few miles inward, grasses and weeds emerge from cracked earth, and further still, shrubs, trees, and other leafy plants spring from moister sand. At the center of the valley, the terrain is thick with vegetation, the massive trees creating an impenetrable canopy above a sprawling jungle.
This is cool.
You've made it to the outskirts of the Cradle of Worms.
And when you say jungle, you mean like actual jungle? Like this is green and verdant and bustling with life?
Yeah, absolutely. Green, verdant. You hear the, the calls and the shrieks of animals or beasts unknown. You have no idea what might be in this area. It certainly seems flush with life.
I think we've made it to the place where the Aeon Orb is.
We get to the spot where now you're entering into the valley. The jungle is looming in front of you. You haven't been, accosted yet by any of the wildlife or any creatures in the area. However, it is clear that there is life inside of this jungle. And Thaxon looks to Peach Pie and says,
We do not send many into the cradle. We do hunt on its outskirts, though be warned, there are many worms, as the name would imply.
Yes, it's all right. They've fought worms before.
I see. Continue on.
okay, so there was a clue that you were given. We need to take a look back. What exactly are you doing at the Cradle of Worms?
We're looking for the Aeon Orb.
Well, I'm looking for this group of drow.
Correct. But for the three that are, doing the other thing, where's the Aeon Orb?
It's in a tower. I've got it written down. Let me pull up my notes.
Do you want me to just tell you, or do you want to look it up?
Sure, go for it.
It's Zulkundur.
Zulkundur. The azure eye, sunken titan, and crown of teeth each gaze upon the legendary Zulkundur, but none can see it completely. Sounds like clues, but anyway, I would assume it's just going to be in the center, right? Be the center of all the life?
I mean, that's a good assumption.
What landmarks do we see where we're at right now?
Yeah, if any.
Are there any tall areas or high areas? Hills, buildings?
Worms.
We're looking for the high ground. We need that high ground.
So from where you're at, you can't see, actually, any of the landmarks that were mentioned. You don't see a sunken titan, you don't see a crown of teeth, you don't see an azure eye or anything like that. You just see the jungle, massive, extending in front of you.
Jeb, you want to make a survival check to try and begin to lead us toward, hopefully, the center?
Dude, I got you. Not the greatest, but it's not a natural 1.
True.
It's a natural 2 for 31, which is stupid.
Just still pretty damn good. That's better than my fortitude save. Jesus.
Jeb, where are you trying to lead everyone?
The center. We're looking for the center.
It's giant jungle in front of you.
Jungle? An underground jungle?
Yes.
All because of the orb.
Yeah, let's make it to the center.
How big of an area did you say this was?
24 miles of jungle. Maybe even a little more. So I suppose you're just going to wade into the trees with Jeb's survival check?
Now I go look at Dax and be like, do you got a way to track these drow or at all?
They came through here months ago. Not even I can track a trail that old. And I've never been in the jungle before. This will be an experience.
Well, I suppose we should find high ground then, maybe?
I will trust your advisements. I will follow Jeb. I would also assume that we could have traveled the last little bit on foot so we didn't have to waste the wizard's spells for the steeds.
They're second level spells. I don't give a fuck about them. I am just going to cast fly on myself, fly 300 feet up, and see what I see.
Okay.
Like I was sitting here thinking, like, how high up do I have to be again? And I had to Google it to see how high up you have to be to see like 20-ish miles. It's 300 feet.
So you're going to fly 300 feet into the air, which you can get there with the duration of fly and then come back down safely.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So then you are able to clearly see the entire jungle. Now, what you don't see is you don't see an Aeon orb floating in above any of the trees or in the canopy or anything like that. You can roughly see the center, but some of the most prominent features that you notice right away are to the southern end is a giant stone hand that is coming out of the ground outside the southern edge of the jungle. Likewise, to the north, you see a grouping of large spires that are jutting from the ground in a roughly circular shape. You also notice in the middle of the jungle, from this distance, there is a series of rivers leading into a lake.
So lake in the center, spires in the north, and hand to the south.
Correct.
Where are we at?
You are on the northeastern side.
I'll bet the spires are the crown of teeth, the hand is the sunken titan, and did you say there was a lake or just rivers? A lake. A lake is the azure eye. So look for a spot that would be somewhere in between all three of those things.
But that none can see?
But that none can see. None can see clearly. Or none can see it completely.
It's difficult to tell from this height, Wizard. It may be easier to make that judgment from those sites.
Well, we could pick one and head toward it.
Who's got profession cartographer?
I think spires sounds more interesting than lake. I think we'll probably
spires
go
are
to
the closest.
Yeah, so let's go to the spires.
Heading over to the spires, okay. Now, the interesting thing about the spires is you don't actually have to cross into the jungle to get to them. You can skirt it to the north if you so choose. It's not going to shave off a ton of time to go through the jungle. In fact, due to all the undergrowth, it may be slower to cut through the jungle.
Yeah, let's go around the north edge then.
So without entering the north edge of the jungle, you travel along it. It takes about half the day of travel to get to where that location is in sight. Amid a landscape of black dunes, 3 curved rock formations shaped like a carnivore's teeth rise from the sand. Their tips coming together more than 600 feet above the ground. Everywhere near the rock formations, the surface of the desert is perforated by gaping tunnels. Between the tunnels, long swaths of sand have been flattened, as if something huge crawled on its belly across the surface of the desert.
Sounds like worms crawling around.
I hold my hammer with 2 hands, ready to attack should I need to.
It's still pretty open here, right? Because we skirted around the edge of the...
Absolutely. Yeah, very open since you've done so. As the crown of teeth become clear in front of you at the very top of those 3 spires that look like teeth jutting from the ground, they start to meet towards the middle, and wedged at the very top is a flat bit of rock, making a little platform at the very top. Do you continue to approach?
I mean, yeah. When has danger slowed us down before?
It doesn't.
Like, I want to get up on that thing, but we obviously need to get closer to do that, so... If there's anything to be stealthy, I guess I'd try to approach a little stealthy, but I'm not quite used to these guys' tactics.
You get closer to the base of the crown of teeth. None of you need perception checks. You feel slight rumbling beneath your feet. Regular rumbling. I'm trying to, like, I'm making, like, worm movements with my hand, like that's gonna translate through recording, but it's not sporadic and, you know, erratic as Ifdasil's was. I'm just trying to say this doesn't feel like the Ifdasil vibrations. Roll for initiative.
Wormy vibrations under the ground at a place called the Cradle of Worms. Whatever could it be? Well, after 2 weeks without any, it's certainly going to be a combat. I know that for sure. Will it be easy, difficult, entertaining, boring? Find out next time as we continue the Extinction Curse. And until then, may you have many great adventures of your own.
It's your turn.